guys, for this look I went with a warm based purple smoky eye with warm lip, and that's me doing my model thing. Uh, if you want to see how I achieve this look, then please continue watching my video. And I wore this particular look to last night's concert, and I hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching! So I have previously moisturized my skin using Eucerin. It's my favorite moisturizer. And next I am applying my Makeup Forever HD Primer. It's one of my favorite primers. It's very hydrating, and I find that it is an amazing primer for on-camera work. So I use it a lot for that reason, and I am just applying some to the back of my hand and massaging it into my skin and making sure my entire face is covered with a very thin layer. I don't like to put too much product on my skin, so I'm just putting a very thin layer and working it in, and I am not taking it underneath my eye area, and you'll see why in the next step. Next, I'm taking my Desert Essence eye cream with a dampened beauty blender, and thank you to the amazing people at Planet Beauty in Encino for showing me this beauty trick. I am applying it to my beauty blender and just patting it around my eye area, and it's a really great eye refresher and eye primer before makeup, and I've been doing that over the last week and I am loving it. I'll be using my Maybelline Dream Nude Air Foam Foundation with my Beauty Blender, and I'm in the shade Classic Ivory. And as you can see, it's a mousse foundation, and I love it. It gives my skin a very fresh and dewy look without looking like I have makeup on, really. And I really kind of like that look. I feel like it's a very natural skin-like look, and I'm just patting it onto my face. Now I'm taking my LA Girl HD concealer in the shade Natural with my e.l.f. concealer brush, and I am just concealing my under eye area. And I start out by dabbing it on the back of my hand, and I basically just pick the product up with, let's not drop the camera. I pick the product up with the e.l.f. brush and just gently work it into my under eye area. And if you notice, I barely even touch my eye area. I just am very gentle with that. And yeah. Next, I'm just pinpoint concealing using my CoverGirl stick that I depotted into that container with my Laura Mercier concealer brush, and I'm just concealing any blemishes. And yeah, I put a little bit too much concealer on right there, so I'm just working it in and finishing up with the pinpoint concealing. And I'm just working it into my skin with my finger and just making sure the edges are blended. And now I'm using my LA Girl HD powder, and I love this powder. It's so finely milled, and I love it for under the eye, but you do have to be careful. If you put too much, it can put a white cast under your eye. Now I'm taking my e.l.f. concealer and using my same e.l.f. concealer brush, I am just going to conceal my inner eye area, and the lid broke off. Let's just try and put it back on. Yeah, that didn't work so much. So yes, I am applying this shade to my inner eye area just for a brightening effect. And by the way, I love the smell of this concealer. It smells divine. And I am just blending that into my inner eye and lid area using my NYC 24-hour primer that I love so much. I will be applying this using my finger and by gently patting it to my entire eyelid area. And I'm so bummed I can't find NYC at any of the drugstores near me anymore. I don't know if it's coming back, I don't know, but I'm so sad, and I'm trying to savor my NYC 24-hour primer as much as I can. And so I am just gently putting an even layer of primer onto my eye. And next I'll be taking my Wet n Wild powder using my e.l.f. brush to just sweep that across the eyelid area. Next, I'm taking my Wet n Wild Holy Grail Comfort Zone palette and taking the duochrome shadow and just laying that down on top of my eyelid, and I take it all the way up to the crease. This is going to be the warmth that's going to be the backdrop for the purple smoke, and it's so funny how this color on camera looks very peachy colored, but it's like a brown, green, blue duochrome. It's so cool. But it's just, on camera, it's such a different shade. I'm loving it. And I lay this down on my eyes, and then I'm also using my Soho London blending brush to lay that down with. And I also take it through the crease like so, just to buff out any harsh edges. Now I am using my Milani eyeshadow stick. I've never used this before, so I'm interested to see how it looks on camera. And I'm just using it as a liner to start. But you'll see that I changed my mind in this video and end up doing what I'm doing now, which is laying the color down with a flat brush. Any concealer brush works great for this. And I'm just laying it down on top of the Wet n Wild duochrome shadow. And what it will do is make the shadow stay on all night without moving. And then it's also a base for the following Milani purple smoke shade that I will be using. And I am just taking this up to the crease, but keeping it below the Wet n Wild shade that I have already applied. And I'm just intensifying it here. And I'm taking it all the way down to the inner and outer corner of both eyes. Next, I'm taking Milani's purple shadow. It's a very duochrome-y looking baked shadow, and it's so beautiful. And I am laying it down on top of the eyeshadow work that I've already done, and I'm just working that in with my blending brush. It's so funny how this eyeshadow look takes on a couple different hues throughout this video, and I'm really loving the combo of colors. I didn't think that the look would turn out the way it did, and I'm really happy with it. And here I'm just buffing in the Milani shadow and buffing out any harsh lines or edges, just to smooth out the entire eyeshadow look. Taking the same Milani eyeshadow stick, I am just using it to line my under eye area, and I will also be using my e.l.f. smudge brush to smudge that shade into my under eye area. And the cool thing about this eyeshadow stick is that you can go darker if you want. I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit more on the warmer, not as dark side. And I'm just smudging it in with my e.l.f. smudge brush. Just smudge, smudge, smudge. And a smudge, smudge, smudge. Taking the Milani eyeshadow one more time, I am using my Sonia Kashuk blending brush to add some intensity to the outer corner using that same baked shadow. And what that does is it elongates my eyes, and I am connecting it to the bottom shadow line that I had created with the Milani shadow stick. And I have to check in the mirror a few times just to make sure everything is even. And I'm just blending it all in, making sure everything is seamless. Taking my LA Girl HD concealer and my e.l.f. foundation brush, I'm just putting some concealer on the back of my hand, and I'm taking that and swiping underneath where I had extended the eyeshadow just to give more of a straighter line and just to keep everything going outward and upward to elongate my eyes. Next, I'm taking my Jordana 12-hour black eyeliner pencil that I love. It works so good. And I am just lining my upper and lower waterline. And yes, I'm making some very strange faces. I'm just taking the pencil up onto my upper eyelash area, and I'm just working it into the lashes. Next, I'm taking my Milani Baked Shadow and I am smudging that onto the black eyeliner just to soften up the look a little bit. And I'll be doing this to both eyes. Both eyes have been lined and smudged, and now I'm taking my Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette again, and I'm taking that top brow bone shade, and I'm kind of out of frame right here. I apologize for that. I am just putting that onto my upper brow bone. Next, I'm taking this peachy nude shade from the palette, and I just love this color. It's so beautiful, and I'm very much out of frame right here. I apologize for that, but I'm just taking it to the upper inner eye area just to give a brightening effect, and I love that shade for that very purpose. Here I'm just taking my e.l.f. Pinktastic Highlighter with my Laura Mercier crease brush to brighten up my inner eye area. And I'm also taking it up on top of my eyebrow bone, so above my eyebrow. I love the effect that gives. I feel like it just kind of helps to frame your face. Now I'm taking my Milani Luminoso blush with my Laura Mercier blush brush, and I love this blush. It's such a brightening blush, and I wear it a lot, and I'm just patting that onto my face, onto my cheekbones, and I'm just blowing off the excess. Probably should have tapped it, but whatever. It gives the skin such a natural looking warm glow. And I'm just taking it in a 3 shape around my face. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Next, I'm taking my e.l.f. face brush just to buff over what I have just done with my blush to make sure there aren't any lines or edges. Now I'm taking my Physicians Formula Happy Booster, and I'm just taking that onto my cheeks, and clearly it makes you happy. And I love this for a skin brightener. I use it every day, and I really love it. I just take it to my lower and upper cheek area, and it really just kind of livens your face up, makes it a little bit brighter and happier. Now I'm taking my e.l.f. contouring brush with my e.l.f. bronzer, and I'm just bronzing my cheekbones. Normally I do this step first before applying blush, but I didn't go in any particular order today. And I'm just taking it around the outer area of my face and down my cheekbone. And I'll also be taking it down my jawline. And then I will be taking my e.l.f. face brush and taking the bronzer down my neck, just to even things out. Next, I'm taking my e.l.f. Pinktastic Highlighter with my Soho London blending brush, and I am just taking the highlighter down the bridge of my nose and also to my upper area above my nose. I don't know what that's called. Between my eyes, I guess. And onto my Cupid's bow. And I'll also be taking it to my chin. And next I'm taking my e.l.f. brush and I'll be taking the same highlighter to my upper cheekbone area. I love this highlighter. It gives a very natural finish. And then I'm taking it to my temples. Yep, I like highlighter. And then I kind of take it around my eye area, as you just saw. And next I am curling my lashes. And now I'll be taking my Maybelline Falsies mascara, and I love this mascara. It just instantly gives my eyelashes length, and it just gives me volume. I love it. Look at the mascara eye compared to the non-mascara eye. It's such a huge difference, and I haven't even finished applying it yet. It's crazy. I love this mascara. And I will be taking 2 coats to my upper lashes. And I'm just applying the mascara to my other eye. Yes, I highly recommend this mascara. It just is, it does what I want my mascara to do. Next, I'm taking my Maybelline 1x1 Volume Express waterproof mascara to my lower lashes, and I also take 2 coats to my bottom lashes. And just so you guys know, I am not the biggest fan of waterproof mascara, but if I wear mascara on my lower lashes, it has to be waterproof, or else I will have black mascara all over my under eye area mixed in with my concealer, and it's just a mess. So yeah, I just have to go with the waterproof. And I'm just fanning off my mascara. Dry, baby, dry. Dry, baby, dry. Next, I'm taking my Tweezer Man brow powders, and I'm also taking a slanted brush just to fill in my brows a little bit, just to give them a little bit of shape. And I'll be doing this to both brows, as you'll see. Just filling in. Checking to make sure things are even. Next up, I am taking my Jordana lip liner in Rock and Rose, and I'm just lining my lips. This is a really great shade for nude lipsticks or pinky shades or peachy shades. I feel like it's just a really universal shade, and I love the Jordana lip liners. They're great. just following the natural shape of my lip and connecting the dots, yada yada yada. You guys know the drill. And I'm just finishing up my lip lining. Kissy, kissy, kissy. Next, I'm taking my Jordana matte in the shade Matte Pretty, and I love the smell of this lipstick. Forget about the shade. Let's just talk about the smell. Yeah, clearly I love the smell, but I also really love the color, and I chose this color because of the peachy, warm tones in it to pair with the backdrop that I used from the Wet n Wild palette, the duochrome shadow. I feel like it's a really nice pairing even with the purple eye. I just really like it. And yeah. And I love that it's matte too. And this color lasts me a really long time. It actually lasted me all night. Next, I'm using my e.l.f. finishing spray just to set my makeup. And why not spray it one more time? And this is the finished look. I hope you guys like it. I really didn't know what kind of look I was going to achieve when I started, and I really am happy with the way it turned out. And if you have any questions about this makeup look, please be sure to leave your comments or questions or suggestions in the comment box. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would be so thankful if you subscribed, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!